dedicated, visionary, compassionate, inspiring. These are but a few words that describe Debra L. Hammond, a leader whose career would span 44 years and leave an impact that would ripple through generations. Debra's journey began in Plainfield, New Jersey, where she attended public schools. She initially aspired to be a lawyer, inspired by the fictional character Perry Mason. But it would be high school class advisor Mrs. Minister who would introduce Debra to a different career path, that of an education administrator. She pursued higher education at Rutgers University, where she was part of the second class of women admitted to Rutgers College. Graduating in 1979 with a minor in criminal justice, she volunteered at Rahway State Prison and later took counseling classes at Trenton State and additional courses in hotel and restaurant management at Middlesex Community College. Family played a significant role in shaping Debra's work ethic. She credits parents Luther and Dolores Hammond for demonstrating the importance of impacting others through service. Debra said her mother's career progression from a dietitian to a director inspired her to dream of achieving similar success in her own field. Early career experiences included roles at Rutgers University's Cook College, where she worked in academic advising, social programming, and residence life. She eventually moved to California in 1988 to become the director of the University Student Union at California State University, Los Angeles, where she earned her master's degree in educational administration.
I started really getting involved in activities and events and program planning on the college campus. I was involved in the Students African American Society, which is similar to the Black Student Union out here. I was a student activist, protesting and all kinds of things. So I love the student involvement aspect. A residence hall position opened up in residence life. And so you could live on campus and work and do that. Plus, I could do my half-time position. So it really kind of got me thinking that, oh, this is pretty interesting. I can work in higher ed.
Debra's journey with the University Student Union at California State University Northridge began in 1993. Her vision transformed the union into a vibrant hub for student life and community engagement.
Coming onto campus in the very beginning I was just open to the possibilities, what's possible here. So when I came in, my job really was to assess what was going on and then try to make some decisions about what was important. My first instinct was, let me just walk around the facilities and see what we offer.
Debra's 31-year tenure at the helm of today's $21 million corporation saw her develop the student union's most iconic features. They include the Student Recreation Center, a state-of-the-art facility that provides students with a variety of fitness and recreational opportunities that promote physical health and wellness. The Oasis Wellness Center, a dedicated space for well-being that has created services and programs to help students relax, rejuvenate, and find balance. And the resource centers that include the Pride Center, Veterans Resource Center, and Dream Center that support LGBTQIA2S+ students, veterans, and undocumented students. Each of these facilities reflects Debra's commitment to enhancing the student experience by providing spaces that support physical health, mental well-being, and inclusivity. The scope and impact of these achievements were instrumental in the student union's inclusion as one of 5 schools across the country to be selected for the 2014 PBS Visionaries series about the impact of college unions.
Debra's commitment to students is unparalleled. She always puts students first, ensuring they have the resources and support they need to thrive.
Thanks to Debra, we have the student union. Before I got here, I didn't really see anybody who looked like me in positions of power. Debra's a positive force, Debra's amazing, and she pretty much speaks life into anyone that she talks to.
Addressing the USU and the staff and the students and the board, the first thing I would say is thank you, that I have been blessed to be able to do this work.
With an intention that was born from a drive to help others find their path and purpose, Debra's work is deeply rooted in fostering a supportive and empowering environment that encourages personal and professional growth. She is referred to as mentor, friend, sister, auntie, and mama by legions of matadors both past and present. In 3 decades, Debra has guided teams and students through some of the nation's most turbulent times.
I wasn't here long before we had the earthquake. So I came November 22nd, 1993, and the earthquake happened on Martin Luther King's holiday, January 17th, 1994. So that became a whole different experience. We also had a satellite student union right by housing at that time, and we ran that as well. And that was open because there was not a lot of damage in there. And we had, we actually kind of set up space for students to sleep, all kinds of things, because that was what was needed. And people were in pain then because of the earthquake. It had a tremendous impact on people. Our job was to be responsive.
The 30 years brought with them a change in students now seeking a Northridge degree.
One of the things that's really significant to me is to support those students so they see themselves in this space. So that we can create a sense of belonging for them. So students who are connected to their institutions have a much higher rate of matriculation and graduation. And that's what we're after. How can we help students feel good about the space they're in?
As her days at the helm of one of the most progressive student unions in the California State University system draw to a close, this trailblazer thinks about those who will now carry the baton.
I think everybody in any organization, company, has a certain amount of time, and then their responsibility is, just as we said, to set the table for the next person. I would say to invest in this work, because this is really heart-centered work. And if your heart is in it, you're gonna do so well. And students can feel your heart. Each have a responsibility to lift as they climb. So if somebody gives something to you, they're like, well, how can I pay you back? You pay me back by doing the same thing for somebody else who comes behind me. And you lift that next person and challenge them, support them, but also challenge them appropriately so that they can grow. Words are important, they mean something. And I think I've learned probably more so over the last 10 years how important words are, so I try to take more time when I'm saying something, because I want to be, number one, I want to be heard. And I want to be mindful of the impact of my words on other people. And my job is to leave the organization in good shape, with a strong foundation, so that I can leave space for the next person. I definitely have hopes. And I would hope that the organization would still be committed to student development. I would hope that the organization would care about the staff, and invest in them. I would hope that we would still be a good university partner, and that we would continue to focus on our roles as educators outside the classroom. I would hope that we remain fiscally strong so that we can do the kinds of things and be responsive to students' needs. And I would hope that we would continue to focus on quality, and continue to also know that assessment is part of our DNA now, and that our job is to look at every aspect of our organization at all times, and to draw valid conclusions from that information and then take action. That was consistent with what we see and what we hear and what students are telling us. So those are the things that I would hope for. You want to show up with your best self. And the only way you can do that is through taking care of yourself. So, whether that be spiritually, emotionally, physically, through your friendships, your relationships, all of those are critically important to your well-being totally. And, in order to be my best at work, I have to be my best outside of work too. So it's all part of the equation. I love when I see people who have grown over a period of time, and if they come in at one level and they leave at a whole different level, that's what I'm looking for, that growth and that development and that service to others, because I think that's really critically important.
People like Dr. Sandy Vasquez, Interim Vice President of Student Affairs and University Leadership at the University of Redlands. Dr. Tari Hunter, Associate Executive Director of the University Student Union at California State University Northridge. Dr. Pierre Chiral, Certified Life Coach and founder of EduLib Consulting. Hakeem Chambers, Executive Director of the Cordoba Corporation, who serves as the Program Director of Capital Construction, Bond, and Housing Projects at Long Beach City College. And countless others. As Debra embarks on a new chapter of this storied legacy, what lies ahead for this trailblazer?
I want to take a cooking class or take an interior design class. I want to spend more time with my family. My best friend and my twin brother and my two twin sisters all live on the East Coast. So it's always an excursion. I want to spend more time with my boys and their wives, because they're both married now. And I hope they have babies and all of that good stuff. And I want to be Gigi, not grandma. So I already told them that. And I want to write. I think one of my things that I love to do is to write about leadership, what I think we should be focused on and how I think we should be doing it. What's the lesson? What are we learning? Why would we do it this way? And what I found to be effective. It may not be effective for everyone, but I think I have a story to tell. So that's one of the other things that I want to do when I leave here. Number one, be competent. Whatever you choose to do, please be competent in that profession. We need to be comfortable. And when I say that, I mean comfortable in your own skin and know that you have power, and to utilize your power and to use your voice to bring change for things that are important to you and to others. We also have to be caring. To care about the other people who are part of our lives. You have to have courage. Courage is a part of being a human being. And that sometimes dialogues are difficult and conversations are critical, but they still have to be had. And we only get further if we actually have those conversations. I believe we are all connected, and all things happen for a reason. So our job is to figure out what those connections are and what they mean. Just to be committed. Whatever it is that you love, be committed to it. Have some conviction about what it is. That doesn't mean that you can't change your mind, but it certainly means that you're committed to the things that are important to you, and that you will stand for those. Stay curious. I think the curiosity makes you operate from a place of not knowing, that cultural humility. I don't know everything, but I'm willing to hear you. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be exposed to other ideas and concepts. And, when you do that, I think you just keep growing. So for me, the C's are really important, because I think it takes all of those things to lead. And each of us are responsible for leading our own lives.
Debra, your leadership and friendship have been invaluable. We will miss your guidance and your unwavering support. Thank you for your legacy and the lasting impact you have made on our community. Thank you, Debra, for 31 years of dedication, passion, and excellence.